Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. One thing I am grateful for today is your love and loyalty. Loyalty, in particular, is something I value more than anything else. I know some people do not particularly like my little bit of personal touch or personal news as intro to my videos. Well, too bad. You can pull the spacer at the bottom of the video and skip to where I start talking about the royals. So, a little bit of housekeeping. I see someone on Twitter called Akirok, Akirok, is of the opinion that Lady C is in cahoots with me. Oh, goodness. I was rolling about with laughter. Firstly, if anyone was in cahoots with anyone else, then certainly I would have been the lackey in cahoots with Lady C. Secondly, she lives in Britain. I don't. Thirdly, Lady C lives in a castle of her own, has a title, and is a celebrity. I live in a rental home, have no title except for, hey, you, and am not a celebrity of any kind. Two worlds could never have been further apart. Fourthly, I have never been in contact with Lady C except to comment on her channel once or twice over the last few years. Lady C has also never been in contact with me, and quite frankly, I cannot see why she would want to. But I am flattered that some people think I'm so important that she would want to seek me out. The point is that she may not be so flattered, so I thought I would set the record straight just in case the lady is offended or thinks that I am spreading that rumor. No, I am not. Okay, next piece of housekeeping. I'm getting from one of my subscribers that another creator made a comment which could be taken as one aimed at me and not in a very kind way. So, let me put that straight as well. Yes, I mention our load shedding fairly often because indeed our lives in a way literally revolves around the load shedding schedule. My uploads, my videos, etc., as well. Because even if I make provision to keep our internet on or our laptops charged, often our cell phone towers, our signal, etc., does not last. However, once again, hopefully, we will move to our permanent home, let's hope, in the next 3 to 5 months, at which time I will take the more expensive fiber option for my internet. The reason why I'm waiting to do it is because at the time my entire installation and my equipment will have to be changed and reinstalled wherever we are moving to. So I can just as well do it all at the same time. Okay, so that is how the load shedding affects me personally. But just to correct the creator in her narrative, it is not my power being cut, like she said. It is the entire country. Secondly, as a family, we are not dependent on electricity for hot water because we have a gas geyser or gas heater. However, living in a rural area, we sometimes battle with the gas supply. But again, I don't even talk about it in public. In private conversations, yes, but not on here because it is something I can do something about. Okay? And I will do something about when we move to our permanent home. However, the load shedding, I can't do anything about. I'm not the fairy godmother or Jesus Christ. And yes, some people in my email and my DM do ask how we cope with it and how it is affecting our economy, etc. So, my opinion, talking about it or throwing my toys out of the cot every now and then is no different from what 58 million people in this country are doing from time to time. At least I'm not burning buses and throwing rocks or anything like that. I come on here and I blow off steam for a minute or two. So, my dear subscribers, do not fret. If the uninformed wants to make snide remarks, then let them. The informed knows exactly what the situation is. I think the BBC or some other British channel had an entire program about South Africa and our load shedding not too long ago. And for those reading my comment section, you will also know how people who have to get oxygen, for instance, at home, has to schedule their entire medical treatment around load shedding. So yes, a rant from time to time is indeed warranted and deserved. And if you don't care to hear about it, then skip to the good part. But do not go dish out snarky remarks on your channel. Stay in your lane, and I will stay in mine. Amen. Okay, that was a long-winded intro. But honestly, I get so ticked off by all this nitpicking and backstabbing by creators. It is totally unnecessary. And one of the main reasons why I interact with my subscribers and not other creators is exactly this. I believe each to his or her own. Okay, so let's have a quick chat about Harry and Meghan. I'll do a longer video on more in-depth stuff which I had been working on over the weekend, okay? So, mainstream media has finally caught on to the rumors surrounding Harry and Meghan's possible split, etc. I see the New York Times speculating about it, and in particular, Radar Online, who reported that the couple are taking time apart or doing a trial separation. And even Australian news are speculating about it. But as per usual, the Australian news is way more balanced about it and basically saying what I said in my last video. Splitting assets, separating their professional endeavors, etc., is really not absolute proof that there is a divorce on the cards. Many professional people or professional couples or large income couples do exactly that. I also personally know of a couple who are constantly and often loudly at each other's throats. But 10 years since they walked down the aisle and they are still together. The point is that for some couples, these dramas actually keep the marriage alive. Believe it or not. Now, I'm not at all taking sides with Meghan and Harry. The day I do that, it will likely snow in the Sahara Desert, okay? But I keep saying this. If we want to be taken seriously, we have to start relying more on the truth than we do on gossip. Yes, of course we can gossip. We are allowed to gossip. But we must at the same time know and realize that it is indeed unsubstantiated gossip. Facts are spelled differently from gossip. So the facts are that there is a lot of gossip surrounding the state of Meghan and Harry's marriage. And you know what? I fully believe their marriage is in trouble, or that at the very least, that their relationship is an unpleasant one from time to time, if not most of the time. And why wouldn't it be? Meghan knows how unwelcome she is in England, and therefore, regardless of whether she was invited or not, she could not go to the coronation because she would have been booed and it would have created a very nasty atmosphere. So imagine how that affected the narcissistic attention seeking Meghan Markle. Financial stress and strain. I don't think Meghan ever thought Spotify would have the guts to fire her. I'm sure she thought she could just keep them on the back burner for when she needed money. Then we need to take a look at what I call Meghan's wish list. They were going to produce a children's series, but Pearl was rejected. Then they were going to produce romantic comedies, and now there is an actors' strike. But I also hear that regardless of the strike, they do not even have a manuscript yet. And after all the flack Liz Garbus got and Ben Browning resigning, it is highly unlikely they will get to make a romantic comedy. I'm told by a very reliable source that Meghan is seen as poison to the very superstitious Hollywood clan. She was also going to be the face of Dior. It did not happen, and the world nearly had mass hysteria as the laughter nearly shifted the planet off its axis. Okay, so if not Dior, then she was going to be an ambassador for Cartier. No, that did not happen either. You can wear a Cartier watch. It doesn't mean you're going to become their ambassador. Oh, and don't forget, she was being begged by Kevin Costner to play the main role in the remake of The Bodyguard. Yes, that must have been a joke or attempt at sarcasm because that is not true either. We saw all the paperwork leading us to believe the relaunch of the TIG is imminent, but it has not happened thus far. Then, somewhere I saw that she was going to have her own talk show, bigger and better than Oprah's. And now, allegedly, she is working on a remake of Dickens's Great Expectations. Well, she can work all she wants. I'm told Netflix has not approved it yet. So once again, she leaked this shit in an effort to force them to approve it. In my opinion, it will not happen. From what I saw, no one is interested in Meghan's woke remake of a classic. So, bye, Felicia. As far as Harry's African nature conservation documentary, well, I guess people would rather watch a prince running around in the bush than a woke remake of Great Expectations. But so far, I have not come across anyone being particularly excited about such a project. So, what does this all tell you? It tells me they are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Yes, they got paid for their Netflix series. And yes, Harry got paid for his book. I have no idea how big a portion of their predicted $150 million they got for their Netflix series. Maybe 10, $20 million? I don't know. It could be more, it could be less. Allegedly, Harry got round about 20 million US dollars advance for his book. So let's say, all in all, they got 40 million for their main endeavors and say 1, 2, or 3 million for her Spotify archetypes effort. With their lifestyle, the way Meghan spends on clothes, their 9-bedroom mansion, their private flights, staff, security, how long do you think that money will last? We can't imagine, because for me, $1 million will buy me my dream home, and I will have change left to last me the rest of my life. But Harry and Meghan live a different lifestyle. For example, I buy a bag, shoulder bag, for say 100 rand, which is less than $10. Okay. But Meghan buys a shoulder bag for $600 to $3,000. Okay. Now, at say $10,000 per ensemble, security, and a row of gas guzzling vehicles, can you imagine what one outing, say a date night, would cost them? No, my dears, I'm sure Harry and Meghan are already sweating bricks, because as things stand today, they have no clue where their next income is going to come from. And no one can tell me that that kind of worry and stress, I mean, financial worries and stress, does not have an influence on any relationship, let alone a fragile relationship such as the one between Harry and Meghan. Now, having established through gossip and logic that their relationship cannot be great at the moment, what does their people say? An insider, whoever that may be, said it was all nonsense. They are very happy and satisfied. Okay. Nacho, the macho Figueras, commented BS on a post speculating on their marriage and relationship. Okay. Then there is also a story that they sold their Montecito home already, and that a moving van was seen at the house. I have one person who emailed me in the past from Montecito, well, one person plus her friend. So I asked her to check up on a few things for me, and she says there is absolutely no sign in local records that the house had been sold. But she will check again in a few weeks. But she says, if true, the local rumor mill would have spilled that information already. So, as far as she's concerned, there's no such thing. It's all rumor and false. Well, at least for now. She also says that Meghan has been spotted going in and out of the property a few times over the last few days. As far as the truck goes, she says they receive deliveries in closed trucks and delivery trucks regularly. So it is likely just that. But she'll keep an ear to the ground. Okay, guys, so that is that for today's chat. And I'm a poet and I don't even know it. But we'll have a proper deep dive on a few subjects over the weekend. Okay, so until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.